somewhere around there. That'll do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. Greeting, welcome. How are we this week? Not that there's anyone here yet. Oh well. Aye, there's Yellow. How you doing, Sammy? So yes, been a week. Don't feel like it. And yeah, got man flu. Mild dose of, but not particularly fun or enjoyable. So skull ache, sore throat, snotty nose, the usual. Look, you actually coming out, are you? Actually being visible? Wow. So the Julidochrome is just actually coming out from the cave they've dug. Both of them in the same cave, so I'm guessing we probably do have a breeding pair. But yes, what have I been up to this week? Work, water changes, chilling, illing. Overcast, still 60. It's actually been quite warm these last few days, which is probably why I've come down with something. It's piddling down with rain, dark, and in the low teens in C. So what's that? I don't know. 40 or 50 maybe. Oh, 2, 3. Yeah, probably around about the same temperature. Ooh, that was a very wet burp. Yeah. Mostly chilling this week, really. Yeah, so Friday I was going to do stuffs and started feeling rough, so I engaged get well mode, which basically involves lots of laying around and sleeping and taking paracetamol. And then struggling to sleep the next night because you slept so much during the day before. You know how it goes. Let's see how my throat deals with the pipe, shall we? Not well. Never mind. Bit of ash came through. Yeah. So, paracetamol. Yeah, Tylenol is just the brand name for paracetamol. I have actually had Tylenol in the past, and yeah, it's exactly the same. Acetaminophen, yes. So the other two we normally have are aspirin and ibuprofen. They're just over-the-counter ones. Most of the others are a mixture of those, usually with some added caffeine. But given the amount of caffeine in my diet, I don't really notice the extra caffeine from them. So naproxen, like ibuprofen, safer and stronger. It's a prescription only over here. So you need to go to the doctor and get him to prescribe you naproxen. Mary has it for her knees when they start playing up. But yes. Ibuprofen can cause stomach ulcers if you take too much of it. And naproxen does get addictive after a while. But then I suppose most things can get addictive after a while. Tommy! Go to Costco, get 600 for like $15. Yeah, you get usually 32 or 64 on a prescription, which is £9. Might be a tenner now. It's been a long time since I had a prescription. But yeah, ibuprofen or naproxen don't do it. Anything for colds or cold related headaches, or man flu as I call it. Yes, generally eat plenty, drink plenty, and take paracetamol and rest while you can. It's going to be interesting because I'm working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Yeah, also, the pack size limit on any medication you can buy over the counter is 16 tablets, and you're only allowed to buy 2 packs at a time. They won't sell you more than 2, and that's a combination. So you could have 2 packs of aspirin or 2 packs of paracetamol or ibuprofen, or one of each, 2 of those. And of course, there's nothing stopping you going to literally the next store down and buying another 2 packs. It was brought in so it made it harder for people to unalive themselves. Well, I wouldn't want to try doing that on paracetamol because you die from liver failure, which is never a pleasant way to go. Tylenol and Britain is like Sudafed in America. Yeah, Sudafed is Sudafed. Yeah, Sudafed is also a prescription drug, so you have to go to see a doctor and get a prescription for it. We have far tighter controls on these things because our healthcare system and pharmacy system isn't run to make profits. Neither is our jail system or our prison system. That doesn't run at a profit either. That costs us individually. Our taxes pay for our prisons. I mean, you know, we don't have Felicity Huffman making our license plates. We actually have fully paid people that do that. Pardon me. And yes, I'm aware that's an old Ricky Gervais joke about Felicity Huffman that didn't go down very well when he did his Golden Globes speech. Anyway, fishy stuff. Let's say the Julidochromis have settled in fine. They've been building a nest, digging a hole, cave. They hang out with each other all the time. No signs of any aggression. And they're literally right now just swimming about, barely an inch between them. The Skiffia are doing fine in their queue. Oh, I say doing fine. That one looks pregnant. Oh well. So yeah, the Skiffia are doing okay. So is everything else really. I will at some point move the last dozen or so bristlies out of there, down there, and then move that lot across because they're getting a bit too big now for the sponge filter to be coping. So they can go into the next one along, which has got a sponge and a power filter. Yeah. I'll have some alien OG garlic cookies. So you'll be floating nicely. I mean, if I could pay $25 for, well, no longer Alien, but the Aquatic News Network. Yeah, I ain't jealous. I stopped doing weed many, many years ago. Because it got way too expensive. When people are asking for, like, what was it last time I bought it? About 300 an ounce? It's like, nah, I ain't paying that much. It would be cheaper to just buy sleeping pills. Um, yeah, there are times when I could quite happily, like, yeah, I could do with one, but same with beer and other alcohol. It's like, yeah, one of them would go down really well right now, but I don't do it anymore, so I don't have it. Quite simple. Is that moss going to be in there again? Yeah, it is. There is a random patch of moss that grows on the cross brace, on top of the cross brace. I don't even know where it came from. It's not an aquatic moss. It's not Java moss or anything. And it just every so often gets a bit big and starts flopping into the tank. The problem I tend to try not to have getting a bit big and flopping in the tank. It tends to make things a bit salty. Um, well, that's a grim thought, isn't it? Yes, I know. I'm pretty sure you've probably got bubbies down there somewhere, haven't you? Or eggs. There's definitely something going on in that cave they've built. They're gradually turning it into a moonscape. Because the sand in there was level when I put them in. It's not level anymore. Things I don't do. Party and dance. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, but there is something I've got to do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tommy. Happy birthday to you. I did say if I remembered I'd do it. There you go. More than welcome. Several days late, but if you'd have said last Sunday, I'd have done it last Sunday. And I might not have had to have struggled to breathe quite so much either. Because when I get these kind of colds, I get the thing when my throat just fills up with gunk. And then I get halfway through a sentence and suddenly I can't speak anymore. But at some point I'll cough and a big lump will come flying out and then I'll be okay again. Congratulations on the tea bagging. You do like your tea bagging. Not my cup of tea, but you know, each to their own. And some people pay ridiculous amounts of money for some muck guppies, but me, I use tea bags, yes, but I use them in a fish tank. I use the red bush tea bags in the black water tank just for the tannins. I don't actually drink tea. It's bloody horrible. Because tea actually has no flavour. You know, in the tank, I just chuck them in there in a bag and leave them for a week. Um, if I was making a cup of tea, you put the water in. Well, you put the tea bag and the sugar in first. Then you pour the water in. Then you give it a stir. And you smush the tea bag out against the side of the mug. And you take the tea bag out, flick it in the bin, then you add the milk. Job done. Aside from boiling the kettle, it takes maybe a minute to make a cup of tea. Even less to make a cup of coffee because you ain't got to bother with bags. You just mug, teaspoon of coffee, 2 or 3 teaspoons of sugar, fill it up with boiling water about 2/3 of the way, stir it, add some milk, stir it again, job done. That's coffee. If it takes any longer than that, you're doing it wrong. It's a drink. It's not some specialist thing. Well, you see, this is the thing. No Brit would ever microwave water. The only reason you would ever put water in a microwave is before you clean it. You stick the bowl of water in, turn the microwave on for a couple of minutes, and let it steam. And then it makes the muck a lot easier to get off the inside of the microwave. That is the only reason you would put water in a microwave. For making a drink, you just use the kettle. I don't even drink hot drinks, and I've got a kettle. Maybe half a dozen times a year I'll have a hot drink. But other than that, I usually just for making gravy. You make gravy pretty much the same way you make coffee, just without the sugar and the milk. Put the gravy granules in a mug, boil the kettle, pour the water in, stir it, then pour it on your plate. Then lick the mug clean. Well, it might do if you've got very inefficient kettles over there, which you will have because you're on less than half the voltage we are. Basically, if you want to plug any American appliance in the UK, you have to run it through a transformer to drop the voltage down to a level that American appliances can deal with. Because you have 110 volt mains, we have 240. So yeah, our kettles work a lot quicker. They're also way more powerful than a microwave as well. Most microwaves are 800, 900, maybe a kilowatt. Most kettles are about 1.5 kilowatts. Because the kettle manufacturers know when we want boiling water, we want it fast. And you don't have to fill it up. A modern kettle, you just put enough water in for 1 cup of tea if you want. Well, you put a bit more in just so some of the lime scale to go. Especially around here, given the amount of lime, calcium that's in my water. Yes. We get a lot of lime scale on everything, which is why the latest fashion for matte black in kitchens and bathrooms, matte black taps and sinks and basins and baths. Real dumb idea. And I know some people who have done it. I've gone, wow, that looks good, and they put the matte black taps in and the matte black sink or basin. Then within a month, they're complaining about it because you can't keep it clean. But yeah, there's a reason that people aren't doing it. Same with the matte black light switches and things like that. So yeah, it looks cool till you use it a few times, and then the switch itself gets this nice sort of satin sheen to it. It doesn't look matte anymore. There's all the grease from your fingertips. And if I was going to change mine, I might change into, I don't know, the old toggle switch type. But yeah. As someone actually said, was it this week or last week at work? Why don't you change over your sockets? Get like some nice sockets in your house. That'd look really good. And I'm like, they're all hidden behind fish tanks. You can't see any of my sockets. The only things that are visible are the light switches. Park and huck a few discs and play on the screen and see if I can find some datas. enjoy your disc hucking, and I'm guessing the playing in the stream will be more fun. More my kind of thing. A net and a jam jar, that's all you need. Or maybe a bucket, depending on how big the darters are. Or maybe a slightly bigger net if they're really zoomy. Yeah, I used to love doing it as a kid. Go down to the river or stream and go catch minnows and sticklebacks and stone loach. The occasional baby other fish that we didn't really know what it was most of the time. I did one time manage to catch a baby pike. It was about 3 inches long. Yeah, got bitten by it as well. Yeah, fun for all the family. And you can treat it kind of like a competition as well. Who can catch the most? As long as Dad gets the big net and can go in the deeper water as well, where there's more fish. It's when you accidentally catch something like a catfish or a bull. Is it bullhead? What do you have? Trying to think what are the natural wild fish in the southern US. Oh God, what's that channel? There's a guy who likes fishing in the spillways from, guessing, reservoirs or something. He catches some absolutely clonking fish out of those. Can't remember the channel's name. He's got some serious teeth though. It's like you can tell he's American before he speaks because his teeth are like huge and white and perfect. You're like, yeah, teeth too good, mate. They just don't look right. I know I can't really talk with my yellow pegs, but I do what I need them to. And they're not there to impress people. They're there to chew food, and that's about it. And stop my tongue from falling out. And hurt when it's cold. Other than that, that's why most Brits smile like this. It's because we don't smile, we show our teeth off. This is not a good look. Yeah, try the bowhead. That's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. Texas. Yeah, I'm going to set Tommy the quest of catching the biggest fish he can. Without getting his nuts wet. There we go. does this actually show me who's watching? No. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, going out pond dipping or minnow catching or whatever in a stream, something I think everyone should do, especially during childhood and in adulthood as well, because it's fun. You probably do far better than the old Danny boy did when he tried catching fish. Bought all the traps and everything, never caught a single thing. I think Graham gave it a go as well. I think he tried the GoPro in the river, didn't he? And then nearly lost the GoPro. I can't remember what. That was a fairly famous river as well he was in. I can't remember what it was called. Um, yeah. Yes. Trying to think, the nearest place I could probably go and do, well, stream dipping anyway, would probably be somewhere over at Swangy. So, what's that? 3 mile on the bike. I know, not far, but carrying all the gear and getting wet and what have you. Although I might do the old dunk the GoPro thing, see what we can see. I think that was a shoal of roach I saw there the last time. They weren't minnows. It looked a bit big to be minnows. So, given the fact there's honking Great Lake not far away, that's probably flooded more than once recently. There's probably all sorts in that river now. You okay there? Are you talking to me, are you, Mr. Julie? Hey, are you standing guard? You're doing something. I don't see any fry or anything down there, but you never know. Might not be long. We can but hope. What else have I been up to this week? I've not even really been watching anything particularly interesting on YouTube. A couple of paranormally type things. Um, Mostly old endurance races and naval documentaries that probably no one here outside of me would find remotely interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching. Um, well, I did manage to notice that Jeff was streaming earlier this week, so I joined her there for a bit, and then Adele as well. I got in on one of her streams, which was on the way to the gym, scaring security guards at the train station because they thought she was going to jump onto the tracks. Um, So yeah. Nobody else want to chat about anything? Everyone's just here to listen to me waffle randomly. I can see there's 6 people watching. I just can't get comfortable in this chair today either. Yeah, so what else can we talk about? What else can I waffle on about? Um, Without going into politics or religion, if I can help it. Um, I did get some flower bulbs for the garden, so once I've got some of that cleared and dug over and sorted, I'll get them planted. Some irises and crocosmia. So there's that. Yeah, because I'm off work, not this week coming, but the week after. So hopefully, if the weather stays okay, I will get out in the garden and start clearing some more crud. Get the lavender all trimmed back in the front as well. Because it would be better to get rid of, pardon me, the bramble roots and stuff before they start growing again. Because if I can dig them out, they'd be much better than having to keep chopping them back every couple of weeks. And the weed proof membrane doesn't work with bramble, so we'll just go straight through it. People have found that out the hard way. Unless you use really, really thick stuff. And then the moment you cut a hole in it to plant something else in it, the brambles will come up through that hole. So they're not going to want to. And then I'll have to put up the bird boxes as well. And at some point, paint the fences. But I'm hoping, because we're coming up to that season, I'm hoping that they will start having the fence paint on offer at work. So I can then get it cheap and then get my discount as well. And I will probably have to buy a brush as well because I don't think I've got any suitable ones. Fence brushes have to be fairly robust. The kind of brushes I've got wouldn't last 5 minutes painting a fence. And again, it'll be easier to paint the fences before I plant a load of plants in front of them. Because then, knowing me, I'll just end up accidentally covering the plants in paint or putting the pot down on top of a plant. That's just the way I am. Clumsy. Yeah. So that's the plan for the week off. Oh, and service the bike. I'll give it a wash anyway. And I'll see if I can take it in the bike shop to get a proper service. Don't think it actually needs anything. Again, it all depends on what the weather does, because me having a week off, that probably means it'll be really cold and really rainy all week. Because Mary's had quite nice weather this week. She's been off. And she's not had anything to do really outside or places to go. I'll have things I want to do, and it'll probably snow. That'll be another thing. Get an eye test, or at least get an appointment to have an eye test, because my eyes really are getting bad now. Even the text on the screen from this range is starting to get blurry, so oh well. I'm gonna need new specs soon. What else we got? Nobody new done any breedies that I know of. Panda Corys are Panda Corying about. They're just doing what Corys do. So the other new fish are doing well. Plants are doing well. Yeah. Yeah, so other than feeling rough, I'm actually doing quite well at the moment. And didn't see Mary this week either, because don't want to pass this on to her. She's got to go back to work. And also Nadine's come down with what I had the other week, I think. So I didn't want another dose of that. If in doubt, when it's quiet, show the fish. Ooh, let's grab the camera. Watch Julie's go runny hidey. Obviously, we've got some algae growing on the glass, but if the camera will actually focus on the fish. There we go. Just in time for it to swim off screen. Eee. So that's those. Oh, God. Oh, hang on. Reverse the hold on the camera. There we have bristly nosies, corridories, limias. There's Spotty Boy, a big fat female cory. Oh. That way. Oh, God, that way. Bert and Ernie. So it's still actually blue, it's just when I get close to the front, colour gets a bit washed out. Oh. And we have bacteria bloom, commons, 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 commons. Oh, is there anyone visible? Super reds. Oh, you might just be able to see the skip here in the top right. There's a couple of them scootering about in there. Move this away. There's Doug. And some of the Amica Splendens. Oh, Doug's doing snugglies with the Panda Corey. There's another one. And the Julies again. And see if this thing will actually refocus on me. But I'll put it back on the monitor. I'll say monitor, on the screen. And it did. Wow. It's also angled down a lot further now as well. That's an interesting one. Oh. That's better. So yes, I can't really stretch the cable far enough to get to the other tanks, so you just have to trust me, it all's good in the other ones that are around the corner. So yes. So I have got that video pre-uploaded from Gresson Hall. Is it the fourth part? I think so. That's pre-uploaded, so I might just put that live because I'm not going to be here much longer, I don't think, given how quiet it is tonight. And I've not got a huge amount to waffle on about without any outside assistance. Plus, I'm not feeling too great. What else is there? Yeah, I've not really got anything else to talk about. Literally. Which is very rare for me. Oh, what else have I been listening to, watching about? Yeah, not a lot really. Not really even started thinking about any cycling routes for this year. I think I've done pretty much all the sensibly longer distance ones around here, with the actual ways. So whether I do a couple of them again, some were more enjoyable than others, or I suppose I could just get a train somewhere and then cycle home from there, wherever I had to go. Doesn't sound too bad of a plan. I mean, Norwich to home isn't going to be too difficult. Take me a couple of hours maybe. I can't really do Yarmouth because Great Yarmouth, there is literally one road that comes out of it that takes you back towards Norwich, which would be the direction I want to go. And that's a really busy A road. I don't fancy cycling along one of them for like 20 miles, And in places there isn't even a footpath that I could ride on. And it's single lane each way, 70 mph, and the Acle Straight, which is several miles of dead straight road. Really not fun to ride on. Dead flat, dead straight, and very exposed. Yeah, so we won't do that. I don't particularly fancy doing King's Lynn either. I suppose I could do the Marriott's Way again. That was quite fun. Just maybe not do it on a 30-odd degree day and get heat stroke again. As I say, first, 26, 7. Yeah, the first sort of 33 miles of that was great fun. And then I hit Norwich, and it turned to hell. Could do the a version of the Boudica Way. Well, I did that in a day last time quite easily. That was the first one I was planning on doing an overnight camp on. And where I was thinking I would camp, I got to by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock maybe. Now I got the rest of the way to Diss. It was like, yeah, got to Diss and it was like 4 o'clock, and I was like, it's like 12 miles home. Delhi, darling, how the devil are you? All recovered from your exploits at the gym? Yeah, so that was a fun one. I ended up carrying all the camping gear with me and then didn't use any of it. Feel fine after the gym. I'd probably come down with all manner of illnesses after going to a gym. No. Last time I went anywhere near a gym was a high school gym, and it would have been for a radio control car racing. I wouldn't have even been to do any exercise. And that was probably over 20 years ago. And I went to the Screwfix in Watton, which is where the gym used to be before it burnt down. Yeah. So I'd rather just go for a walk or go for a bike ride. And of the two, I'd rather go for a bike ride because I can go further for less pain. There's pretty much all the sort of interesting places to go walk to around Attleborough. I've walked several times. And yeah, I'm not a fan of walking for an hour to see a tiny stream and then walking an hour back. Yeah, I'll get some cycling routes figured out for this year. Maybe something a bit more interesting. Maybe go across the long Strat and then down to Diss and back up. See if there's any interesting churches or anything. I mean, there are plenty of churches I've not been to. It's just after a while they all get very sort of churchy. Probably do Garblesham. Oh, no, not quite to Garblesham. Not from North. Quidnam. Can't remember the name of it, but there's one that's not too far away that's got a old Saxon round tower. It's been quiet all evening, really. I mean, Yella's been, or Sam's been trying to wind me up about making cups of tea. But I don't drink tea, so it didn't really work. So, and I'm not feeling too great, so. Plus, there haven't been very many people here at all either. So I don't know if there's something going on in the US or elsewhere, or someone else more interesting is streaming. Probably the latter. Probably someone more interesting streaming. But hey ho. I'll give it till I finish my ciggy. Oh dear. Eyes are going as well now. Yeah, as I said, the Geoludochromys are doing well. They've definitely got a nest. I say a nest. They've dug out a big hole under a rock. You've been having fallings out. Well, you can't see where they've been digging because it's behind a big rock. But if you want to see the Julies, I'm sure I can manage that. If the camera will focus again. Come on, camera, focus. But yeah, they dug out a hole behind that big old rock. And we've dug in some Amica splendens. All the females are pregnant. There's the male. So he's a happy boy. And then up. Yeah, this is as far as the cable will reach. up in the top one there, which the camera is deciding it's not going to focus on. You just see the skiffia trundling about. So other than that, everyone else is doing their huge. Come on. Where's the camera going to focus? Yay! Yeah, as I say, the Julies are very pretty fish. I mean, you wouldn't want to put anything else with them, because I think they'd probably eat whatever you put in with them, or at least murderify it. But hopefully they will do breedies, have babies fairly shortly, and then we'll have something else to sell that sells for more than guppy prices. And given the prices of things like Amica splendens and Scyphia multipunctata, given the fact they're just a standard live bearer and a wild type at that, so they're even hardier. So they take no more care than a guppy or a platy, but they sell for 3 times or 4 times the amount. I know they don't have as many fry, being proper good aids, and they're doing the whole umbilical cord birth. So you don't get overrun with them in a couple of months, which means that when you do want to sell some, you can sell some. You're not going, oh, I need to sell some, and the shop's going, yeah, don't need any. I mean, it's like the Limia in there behind me. They reproduce in the same amounts as guppies and platies and swordtails and God knows what. Those kind of live bearers, Persiliads. But I get 2 to 3 times as much per fish. Which one should I keep? Yeah, I think we'll go with the... Every time you open the windows tonight, it rains. It's raining here as well, so at least you're not having a drought. Mind you, you're probably coming towards the end of summer now, aren't you? So coming towards autumn, because we're coming towards spring. So look at that. I understand how seasons work in the opposite hemisphere. Oh dear. Tropical cyclone. Well, and let's be honest, though, the north of Australia is basically just rainforest and things that want to kill you. So, no real loss. Anyway, I'm going to call it a bit shorter tonight because I'm really not feeling too good. B, it seems to be rather quiet. But yes, thank you to everyone who did turn up. Numbers seems to be just going down and down and down by the week, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, thanks for being here. Have a great week. Stay safe. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Sunday sharp do 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 do. Hi Debs. Bye Debs.